Welcome to the TUE Brew Review. This week we are checking out a Scotch ale from the Great Dane. This is a iconic, at least in my opinion, an iconic pub and restaurant up in Madison, Wisconsin. If you are in the state capital, definitely check out this place. It's in downtown. Wonderful pub, great beers, great food, great vibe. And it's been around for decades. So check it out if you can. I did not realize that they actually package and distribute their stuff. So I was able to pick this up at a local liquor store. So that was a pleasant surprise that I stumbled across this. So Scotch ales, you don't see those too much here in the United States. I mean, you see about every other beer style, but Scotch ales have not caught on. They're very kind of light, malt forward, very sessionable beers. I think there's three different variations. The Scotch ale is often called a light ale, and it's like 3% ABV, so very light drinkable. You really don't see those around in the United States, but you will find them in Scottish pubs, and those are basically the everyday drinking beer of the Scots. Then you get what's called the Scottish export, which is a little bit stronger in strength, but maybe still about 4, maybe 5%, which is kind of getting up to what a standard domestic macro beer here is in the U.S. And then you get into your wee heavies, which are still only about 5 or 6%. So again, they're all relatively lower in alcohol than what we would anticipate here in the United States, but still full of great malt flavors. So let's go ahead and check this guy out. We've got this 12-ounce can. There's the Great Dane logo. Very simple black and white lettering on the label, so I kind of dig that. 6.5% ABV, so it's got the heft of a relatively strong wee heavy. And they don't give any of the grain bill, but they do say it's using 7 different malts. So we're going to get some interesting malt profiles. And again, this is a very malt forward beer. Now, one thing about these beers here in the United States, when people make wee heavies or Americanized versions that I've tried, they often use peat smoked malt. And the true Scottish wee heavies do not use that. You may get a little bit of a smoky character. That's more coming as a byproduct of the yeast. But generally speaking, salute, a wee heavy and Scottish beers do not employ peat smoked malt. That's more of an American take on the Scottish beer. So here on the pour, we get a great color. We get this really nice deep copper hue, and I love that really thick foamy beige head that's definitely got some really good staying power. So that's a very, very, very pretty beer. And boy, I could just a massive wave of sweet caramel, grain, bready. So this is definitely a malt forward beer. So excited to dig into this. Cheers. Yeah. Get malt forward as it should be, sweet. Getting some, I'm not going to call it smoky, but I'm definitely getting some phenolics from the yeast. I want to say, and this is not off-putting, like a little plastic phenol in there, but it's not off-putting. It kind of plays pretty well with the malt. Now, again, caramel, malty, sweet, a little bit of phenolic activity in there, which is to style. That's a byproduct of the yeast. And hop profile, very tame, but it's there. But this is just a wave of graininess, sweetness, maltiness. So yeah, definitely kind of an on-point Scotch export ale. Again, at 6% alcohol, definitely on that wee heavy side in terms of its body and its strength. Definitely more full-bodied than I think if you got a Scottish ale straight from the source. But absolutely delicious. And pretty much on point for a wee heavy. So if you get a chance and you see it on the grocery store shelves, check it out. Or even better, if you're in Madison, Wisconsin, check out this place. It is definitely worth the trip. So there you have it, a Scotch ale from the Great Dane Brewing Company out of Madison. Cilantro Ava. I hope I pronounced that right. Cheers.